Hello, all. Today I was guided to, I don't know, wing it. That's going to be the theme. Oh, happy October, by the way. I'm very excited. October is, shifting into some um, just kind of clearer energy, and also kind of laying a path for things to come. That's the best way I can put it. Things to come. Um, oh, anyway, as I was saying, it was guided today. Well, let me talk about guidance, and let me, this is part of the discernment, the sort of pushback, this sort of not so much skepticism, but maybe confusion. Maybe today's theme will be confusion. I don't know. When I get woken up, either in the middle of the night or today, graciously, it was like almost 5 a.m. But I was not planning to wake up that early. When I get woken up, basically, I'm kind of told to start looking on my computer, and I end up kind of looking at random ideas, and it's sort of the learning process of this. So this morning, it was around ideas of archetypes, like Jungian archetypes, and then seeing that sort of, kind of connection to the archetypes in tarot, and also bringing in sort of themes of consciousness, scale of consciousness, chakras, and a few other like side things that I'm gonna like, contain myself and not get into. Maybe I'll share some of these things around animism. And let me just peek really quickly. I said I wasn't going to do it, and of course here I am doing it. Oh goodness, never mind. Here it is. Oh, sorry. Pareidolia. Geez. Okay. Pareidolia. This is super random. Is it's the perception of seeing significant patterns or recognizable images, especially faces, in random or accidental arrangements of shapes and lines. And so that is sort of the like psychological definition of pareidolia, and that is probably needing to be its own video, to be honest, because that branches into ideas of animism and finding, meaning and symbols in things that not everyone recognizes. So not all individuals, activate pareidolia. But I was fascinated. I'm stopping it right there. I'm stopping it right there because maybe it comes up. It will actually come up in some of this. Anyway, I went ahead and pulled various oracle decks to sort of see what's going on, and it's basically guided to like really just play. That's the best way I can put it, is when I don't have a focus or a theme. This is just sort of like what happens. It's like, see what happens, right? Like I said, that's kind of becoming the catchphrase, right? Like, let's see where this goes, see what happens. So for today's video, I'll be working with the Wild Unknown Archetypes, since kind of the theme is around archetypes. Again, I have not used this deck yet. In fact, I haven't used any of these in videos. I haven't used the Oracle of Novice Witches by Francesca Mattioni. Again, archetypes are from Kim Kranz, very popular, like I know everyone knows. And let me back up a bit. I get I'm not doing anything someone else hasn't already like done in regards to tarot, or use things that others have not used in tarot. So, or said things about tarot that people don't already know. I know that. Again, the purpose of these videos are to sort of just document like the process of discovering and of just learning about these things that maybe many people know about. Again, I get these ideas and then I look online, I'm like, oh shit, this already exists. And it's just confirmation that these ideas of like larger collective awareness, concepts through religion, psychology, mysticism, it's just, but for whatever reason, I am now looking at it through such a very different lens. And I just find that just fascinating and endlessly like just satisfying. So again, that's me. Okay. So and then the third is a little selfish pick here. So this is these are the gods and goddesses of Japan. And I use these for myself privately, and I'm also probably going to see more Japanese reference like oracle or tarot, because I'm prepping for a trip to Japan later in this month. And because that excitement is like so like front and center for me, it's probably going to show up more in things I do. Okay. Ooh, okay. So without going on much longer, yeah, okay, let's see where this goes. All the guidebooks over here. Oh geez, okay. And then of course, also just a little brief kind of mention on the supporting stones. Okay. Before I go into each stone, it is wild that each stone I pulled is also a high vibrational stone. Not all stones that I've been learning about are high vibration. These are all high vibration, intuitively picked to match these decks because pretty, right? But also, yeah, if you're witnessing this process in the other videos, these stones have a mind of their own. Maybe that's why the whole like Pareidolia animism is just so interesting, because yeah, they not only talk to me, not only talk to the decks, but also yeah, they have their own role. They have their own role. Okay, so we have here a selenite. Okay, fairly common. And selenite is used a lot for clearing negative energy, for kind of clearing other stones or crystals, recharging them. Over here, if you can see, I've got little like selenite charging plate that I got. Cute. Okay. And facilitates access to higher consciousness, fosters peace and balance, promotes spiritual awareness and intuition, mental clarity, right? A lot of good things. Purification. I think that's a really good key kind of descriptor for selenite. Purification, right? Just zaps away all that negative energy, which we need, okay? For here, we have the green tremolite, okay? And green heart chakra, right? Promotes inner peace, self-love, emotional healing by connecting with heart chakra, right? Believed to ease anxiety and emotional turbulence, strengthen intuition and spiritual awareness, and assist personal growth by overcoming limited beliefs. Ooh, and emotional blocks, leading to heightened clarity and connection to higher wisdom. Ooh, okay, yeah. So again, in some of this like scale of consciousness, right? It's all about like removing these barriers, blocks to different like levels, if you will, and then to reach a higher level of consciousness. And I will maybe talk a little bit more about that. And I've been kind of addressing, you know, these ideas of, you know, fear, and then when you move through fear, you can access more love. When you can access more love, you can then access more joy. You access more joy, you know, apparently you can reach enlightenment. Okay, pretty cool, right? But what's fascinating is that this is not a passive process or a passive understanding, nor is it a just mystical or spiritual. These are like tenets of like psychology and counseling, right? To identify, right, like the negativity, and to remove, right, the presence, right? Remove the thought, remove the belief, remove the, you know, you know, whatever, the block. And that then gives, you know, individuals a new sort of frame of mind, you know, that they can then choose to, you know, create their own reality of more like positivity. I can't talk. Positivity, right? That can then lead to, you know, more sort of courage, right? More risk taking, more sort of building of confidence. And so, yeah, so that is definitely coming into whatever this is going to be. And then the last stone, right? Little familiar face here, Super 7. And again, Super 7 is a potent transformative crystal, okay, and enhances spiritual growth, psychic abilities, intuition, all the good stuff, right? And let's see, a deeper connection to the universal mind. Okay, right on theme, right on theme. And again, high vibrational. I was not aware of that. To align mind, body, and spirit. Nice, nice. Okay, well, now with my rambling out of the way, perhaps I'll continue to ramble. It's a rambly reading, okay? Let's go ahead and see. Go over here. What the archetypes have in store for us. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I've seen these on lots of, you know, tarot reading videos. They're very cool. But are they, you know, easy to shuffle? My nemesis shuffling. Actually, no, I take it back. See, that was not the kindest thing to say. Shuffling is going just fine. Sure, just fine. On how many hours of sleep? Whatever. No pity party here. Okay. Okay. What else do I do? I guess that's it. I'll do it one more time. No, I won't. Yes, I will. Okay, sorry. Okay. Archetypes. Messages. Archetypes. How do archetypes help us with fear, help us with courage? Too many questions? I don't know. Archetypes. What can we learn? Let's keep it simple. Archetypes, what do you want to teach us today? That seems a little clearer, right? Okay, let's see. Uh-oh. Archetypes. Let's see. A little bit more. Patience is a virtue. I hope. They're getting a little warmed up. Okay. Archetypes. Archetypes. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. Ooh, I think I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Let's do this. Yes. Yes. Okay. That will make it easier and it won't be like an hours long video. We're going to take one from, or whatever is given, right? From each deck. Okay, that feels better. Thank you for providing path to this process. Okay, these are lovely to shuffle. I'm biased, I'm super biased, but that's my right, my choice. Okay. These already feel good. Okay, archetypes. Let's just keep the theme on archetypes, right? And no, I don't have, oops, sorry, talking too much. I don't have all the Jungian archetypes memorized. There's like wheels and things online. But what I thought was fascinating was, again, right, in the archetype of like the hero, it's another kind of correlation to the emperor in tarot, the lovers, right? And then the sage, you know, is that the Hierophant? Is that the Hermit? There's way more to explore there, but just my little like brief kind of glimpse, you know. Also just Carl Jung, oh my goodness, I swear that man was a mystic. You know, he put things in language, if you will, that we now can kind of look back and go, oh, interesting, right? Like all of this anima, animus, divine masculine, divine feminine. Ooh. Oh, we've got three, four? We've got four. Okay. Female empowerment, wisdom, Merlin, imagination, cool. Oh, Nicholas Flamel, generosity. The reason why I picked the, what are these called again? Oracle of Novice Witches. And again, haven't used this deck, don't have a sense of who's all in it, but I do know that there are prominent, like historical figures that have, you know, contributed, if you will, to, you know, what we're talking about, whether it is mysticism, whether it's metaphysical, whether it is, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who all these players are, right? Oh goodness. Okay. And I've already flipped these over, but I'm too excited and I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll pull this card and then I'll flip this and we'll move through. But perhaps they're meant to witness, okay? Okay, and then I am making this up as I go. Bear with me, Merlin and Mr. Flamel. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll just shuffle them down here. Okay. All right. So these cards are in Japanese, but they have English translations. And I wanted to bring in some like non dominant culture energy. I wanted to bring in, again, because I was touching on like animism, it brings me back to ideas in Shintoism, and these are very like Shinto oriented messages. Okay, so perhaps one. Whoa, nice, thank you. Whoa, no, you all gotta go back. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, I believe for me these cards are very powerful, and more than one is just a lot to take in, but again, we take what we get. Now, okay, well, what's going on with the archetype? Let's find out. Okay, ready? Oh, the warrior. Okay. Honestly, I don't know how how confident I feel with just being intuitive on these, although part of you know, even reading with the guidebook will still be intuitive. But the warrior. I'm curious if that's another one of Jungian's archetypes. The snake. Is this a hat? I don't know. Is this a third eye? Yeah, I mean, yeah. What type of spiritual warrior? Spiritual warriors? Ooh, okay. Let me go ahead and see what this is all about. Here is the fun part. Oh, there's so many good things in here. This is the hard part with doing these videos because, yeah, we don't want them to be forever long, right? But also, it's just one card and it's like, oh, I want to know about the entire deck. Okay. Ooh. Happy. Okay. Right here, right? The samurai, the soldier, the advocate. So again, all these cross-cultural, cross kind of cross-reference, right? Just cool. Okay. The advocate. That reminds me of the Myers-Briggs. Okay, if you believe in that. And I'm not even reading this. There's just all this like cool stuff all around. Ooh, without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What do you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? Write it out. Okay. Oh, be careful, as the warrior implies war. I must have said a bad word. The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong. Those who defeat themselves are mighty. Oh, yes. Those that defeat themselves. Defeat is an interesting word, right? Is it about defeating the self, or is it about transcending the defeating ideas, the defeating energies, the defeating defeating helplessness, right? That belief of helplessness. Okay. We often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand, moving blindly towards battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. Okay. I'm not reading the whole thing. We don't have all the time. Well, of course we have time. Of course we have time, but everyone deserves time. Again, I think we've gleaned enough, right, to now get a sense of how it fits into this theme, because we have a party here. we have a party of witches, right? I don't think I know. I mean, Merlin, right? Merlin the magician. I don't know. Starhawk. Teresa, is this Greek? Ooh, okay. Tiresias, wisdom. Merlin, imagination. Again, the magician card in tarot, right? Are you a scientist? Are you an alchemist? Who is Nicholas Flamel? Let's find out. Generosity. Well, that's sharing of ideas, sharing of innovation. Ooh, excited. Okay. Starhawk. Okay. Are these? Nope. They're, oh, shoot. Okay, we know where those are. Okay. Why am I so amped up? I'm tired. I did chug a cup of green tea before this. I don't think it's the tea though. Starhawk. Oh goodness. Okay, bear with me. Nice. Okay, Starhawk. Environmentalism, pacifism, feminism. In the 1960s, Starhawk, along with Diane Baker, founded the practice of reclaiming, a magical tradition based on a dialogue between the goddess religion and the fight for minorities, gender, and the environment. Oh my goodness. I will read the next sentence, but just, I'm saying, like, watch this, okay? As an oracle, Starhawk invites you to rebel against injustice, warrior, and inspires us to have a greater relationship with the female powers of equality, attention to other beings, no matter the species. Ooh. Okay. I'm moving right on because, like I said, there's a lot to cover. Ah, these two are neighbors, right? It is said that Tiresias hit two mating serpents with a stick and was turned into a woman. More female energy. Oh. Okay, after 7 years, when he encountered the serpents again, he hit them once again and turned back into a man. Okay, interesting. Thus, he understood the nature of both men and women, and he was therefore called upon Zeus, who was arguing with his wife. Oh, this is too much. I don't care about Zeus. Because then Zeus blinded him because he interrupted Zeus's conversation with his wife Hera. Okay. This oracle invites us to experiment with authentic wisdom, which corresponds to the knowledge that comes with experience, to be used with caution and respect for others. I have some tea. Okay. Ooh. Wow. There's a lot there. Is this masculine and the feminine? The empathy, right? the ooh, right? I just got this whole like, ooh, right? Like working against patriarchy is in the female empowerment, right? The lens of being relational, being in connection, being nurturing, being mothering, being compassionate. Those work against the energies of war, of force, of destruction. The empathy gained by Tiresias being in like the shoes of a woman as a man to understand, right, the experience of the other. Love, love, love. Merlin. Okay, skip down. Oh, Merlin, he was the son of a woman and a demon? What? The wisdom of old age hides within him as a child. Oh my goodness. As an oracle, Merlin is a combination of prophetic and artistic characteristics. Oh, prophetic and artistic. There's a lot of connection to some of this like spiritual connection and those that are strong in artistic or creative ability. Maybe it is part of that like ability to take a vision in one's mind and put it out, into the world in some way, right? Not everyone can do that. We can have these ideas, but like to then sort of, formulate it into something tangible, something more than, right? That ability to express, to create, to generate, right? These again, things that don't always make sense. Trying to find the words, trying to find the languages to articulate spiritual experiences or like lower reality. I'm thinking of like the scale of consciousness, like lower reality experiences. There was another like phrase that I thought was really accurate when kind of defining the scale of consciousness. And so this sort of, there's suffering, and then there is this term of like getting by. And I thought that was so fascinating, because getting by spiritually, right? And again, in compassion, this idea of bypassing the use of spiritual ideas and practices to avoid unpleasant emotions, personal problems, or difficult consequences. That's coping, right? However, coping does not generate healing. And, I also wanted to, emphasize, right? It's fine to watch like tarot readings, right? It's fine to see yourself in a like a tarot message, like a zodiac tarot message, a universal tarot message. What I would like to say though, what I've learned in my process, right? Don't just watch tarot videos. Use the cards to challenge, to strengthen your own intuition, to help identify and remove barriers from your own level of consciousness. When we just give our energy into what others kind of interpret. You have to be discerning. You have to be discerning. Yes, take what you need, leave the rest. No. It's meant to all be for you, but you have to know at what level are you willing to accept the information, or how biased, or if it is negative, even to receive negative information. Is that your choice? Is that your best choice, your highest choice? So yes, have fun. I have fun. I love watching tarot and oracle readings, right? But when you work on your own intuition, right? It's just the beginning. It will take you to a much higher understanding of self and the world. Okay, back to this, okay? Nicholas Flamel. I'm curious. Who is, am I supposed to know? Ooh. Okay, was there ever really someone who could turn metal into gold? Ooh, is he an alchemist? Okay. Apparently he is. This was the case of the mysterious French alchemist Nicholas Flamel, whose story blends history and fairy tale. Lovely. Flamel lived with his wife in Paris. He worked as a scribe. Okay. So, due to his discovery of the Philosopher's Stone, which some believe Flamel is still alive, living under other names, due to his discovery of the Philosopher's Stone, which can heal anything and therefore overcome death. Jeez, okay. As an oracle, Flamel offered a magnanimous spirit and great sharing with others. Our greatest wealth is what we have to offer. That last line, okay? Our greatest wealth is what we have to offer. You deserve to evolve. The world, society, especially in the Western, world, is designed to oppress. There's no other way to say it. To keep you at a lower level of consciousness, to just accept things as they are, and to not push back or challenge the status quo. No, it's not even the status quo. It is the norm. I'm not going to get on my AI rant, but I will get on is this anger, right? Anger that comes from injustice. And working with that type of anger, right, is letting you know that something is not okay. And when the world is trying to gaslight you into thinking that, this is for your better good, how dare they? Only you can be the judge of what is good for you. Okay? More to that, but just let that sink in. Yeah, I'm worked up today. Am I picking up on the BS going on outside of what I'll call my consciousness? I intentionally avoid political media. I intentionally avoid things around certain world events, as you know, right? I know they're happening. I'm not being ignorant. Things come in passively or indirectly, so I can't ever, escape it. However, I can choose to protect my energy. I choose to take care of myself and those that I love. We only get this one life, unless, we want to wait for another life. But while we're in this life, it is yours. Do not let outside influences dictate how you should live your life. Okay. On to gods and goddesses of Japan. And bear with my pronunciation. Ishikoridome no Mikoto. And what an interesting visual. There are 4 bells. There is a window. And this head, right? It is like a wise woman. Little smiley. Is it the moon? Is it a wise old moon? Let's find out. Okay, where are you? Ishikodon Domori. Yeah, so as I am prepping for my my trip to Japan, I also have to brush up on some Japanese, and I tend to do that a little bit before I go travel because I'll forget it. Okay. Stay still and listen for the tinkling of bells as it reaches you from another dimension. If you can hear them, the mirror I hold should reflect you as you really are. It will reveal both your features and the beauty of your nature. The lake within your mind too will be calm and still, just like the mirror's surface. Theme. Inner cleansing. Nice. Mirror-like tranquility of mind, beauty of oneself. What's really cool, if if you live in Japan, all of these oracle cards are correlated to the gods and goddesses and the shrines that also kind of honor which god or goddess. So if you are in that area, you can actually go to the shrine and pay, kind of respect, homage to the guide that is showing up in your reading. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff about listen to the sound of your soul. Discover who you really are. First, lighten your mind with some quiet meditation. You might like to take a course in psychology or communication. Projecting the souls of others in your mirror also helps to reduce stress. Something about vegetables. It might be wise to warm up your body with a meal, root vegetables, or minestrone. Okay. Soup. Did that say minestrone? Okay. Wild. Okay. Maybe something a wise, maybe grandmother figure would say. Eat your vegetables. Have some soup. Don't just eat a bunch of junk, right? Okay. Well, that was interesting. Again, thank you for coming into this energy. Thank you for allowing this expansive theme of archetypical leaders, spiritual wisdom, ancestry, right? Yeah. That's all. That's all. Have a great day. And besides having a great day, perhaps notice, pay attention to what archetypes are showing up in your life, right? Or also notice, pay attention if you see faces and objects, right? Symbols where there are not meant to be symbols. Listen. Listen for bells. My last reading, by the way, my iPod was, they were charging, and they're ding, 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 ding. Do I make that connection? Hell yeah. I'm in charge of creating the meaning in my life. And if I want to confirm this car with my iPods chiming, then so be it, right? As long as there is clear self-awareness. That is an ongoing process in your control. Becoming aware of what's getting in the way of your happiness, of your ability to just connect into something not just deeper, but higher. Take good care. Bye-bye.